my fearless friends. It has been a while since I was alone recording an episode. And in almost 3 years of stories about fear, I miss solo episodes. I've done a few at the beginning, and then I thought, well, what if I have more guests to make it more interesting, to learn from very successful people what it means to conquer your fears and go for your dreams fully. And now I kind of miss being me, the fear specialist, talking about my take on everything that has been happening in business, because as your fear specialist in business, there are so many fears that I have conquered this year, because 2023 so far, and it's not over yet, has managed to be more than cathartic to me. It has been so healing in so many ways. And today's title is going to be plain and simple, because you know me, if you have been following me for a while, it's simple. Let's simplify our mindset and conquer our fears by accepting them. This is what we do when we step on our fears, when we conquer our fears. We plain and simple just accept them, embrace our human nature, because the last time we checked, we've definitely made a mistake. It's the only way to move ahead. So make mistakes, my fearless friends. This is today's title and topic. And I want to start by giving you a bit of food for thought. When you think about mistakes and when you think about failure, what comes to your mind first? And yeah, you may want to get a pen and a piece of paper, and these post-its and any type of pen that you may have around are actually so much better than your phone. To be honest, most of the times I use it myself as well, just to get some sticky notes in my phone as well, because there are some great ideas most of the times that I want to check later on, or I just need to clear my mind. So I use a pen and a piece of paper. So do this. This is the first step in making sure that the big dragons that you think that you have in your mind are actually going to become some very cute kittens once you realize that, okay, was this what I was afraid of? What happens when you start putting your thoughts on a piece of paper is that your rational mind starts to kick in. And this means that you will automatically start looking for solutions. How brilliant is this? So, my fearless friends, you can pause the episode if you feel like it, but write down now for a few seconds, what do mistakes and failures mean to you? Now that you put some things down on your piece of paper, I want you to consider not believing what you wrote there. I want you to start questioning everything. And why is that? Is because we have been taught by society, by our parents, by family and friends and relatives, and by basically everyone around, that making mistakes is not good. And let's be honest, it's not fun when you fail, when you envision getting a certain amount of money, when you envision making so many more steps in your business. But what happens? It's a failure. Your outcome is very different than what you had expected. And it hurts. I know. I have been there. I'm making mistakes on a regular, daily. I'm also a mom. My 3-year-old and a half is quite the challenge, like any child. And I simply am amazed how much I need to learn on a daily basis. Because yes, my fearless friends, if you're parents or if you're not, just know that this is what mistakes do. You get to learn the most amazing lessons of them all. Once you realize that when the outcome is different than what you had envisioned, and once you cool off, because in the heat of the moment, let's be honest, no one feels like analyzing their actions, no one feels like going back and checking, okay, what did I do wrong? No, in the heat of the moment, you need to take a step back and that's it. Refrain yourself from doing anything because it can maybe get worse. Cool down, go for a walk, go for a coffee, do something that makes you feel more relaxed. And then when you return and when you are ready to assess what happened, why was the outcome different than what you had expected? Why the mistake? Why the failure? You need to start asking yourself some really great questions. And these questions are simple. Again, as I told you earlier, it's time to simplify your mindset completely. We cannot do anything that's complex, not when you are fearful, not when you are stressed, when you feel that you cannot get more frustrated than you already are. So you need to keep it truly simple and leave the complex things for some other time, for when you have, again, time to just chill and check life from a whole new perspective, but not when you make mistakes and failures. So the first question that I want you to think about and write the answers to is this one. Why do I feel like this now? Why do I feel like this now is a really good question to start with, because the why gets you to see the cause. What really happened? What's the emotion that you are truly feeling in this very moment? Okay, you made a mistake. You may be angry, you may be upset, you may be disappointed. You may feel like your entire world is crumbling down, but what's really happening there? And I want you to take about 5 minutes to write the answers down on a piece of paper, because the more you spend time and assess and think about this, the more your mind is going back into your subconscious mind, because you really want to get out all the emotions. And I want you to stop once you feel, oh, okay, so this was it. I simply feel upset because I had told my colleague, this is just an example, that I would finish this assignment by tomorrow, and I can see it's already midnight and it's impossible. Or whatever the answer is, now you know. Now you know, why do I feel like this? And we are not used to doing this type of exercises. I know, because the first time that I had the need to do it many years ago when I began my NLP practices, it felt awkward. It felt strange. Okay, I may talk to a friend about what I'm feeling, about my emotions, but not really just writing things down. But trust me, put this in practice and you'll see how amazing it is. These self-coaching techniques really give you that fuel to continue. You may be having your coach, you may be having a trainer that you work with, or you're going to therapy, group therapy, whatever it is. Sometimes you need something in the heat of the moment, in the office, in the meeting, something that goes really quick that you can put in practice on the spot. Okay, now that you have the answer to why am I feeling like this now, the second question is, what can I do different next time? What can I do different next time is your way to so many possibilities and options and solutions, because again, this question gets you out of your emotional mind into your rational mind. And my fearless friends, when we are talking about emotions in business, it would be no, stop. There should not be too many emotions in business. And let's be honest, it has nothing to do with empathy, sympathy, feeling compassion for people. We are in business to make things moving. We want to move ahead. We want to put that decision in practice. We want to make the best choices that we can make on the spot, and we don't want it to be based on emotions, because emotions come and go. You know that very well as everyone does. So we need to be mindful to keep our rational mind alive and kicking in the heat of the moment as much as possible. This happens in time. These solutions that will come to your mind in a few months of you doing this exercise, at least once in a couple of days. Do this once in 3 days when you have some off time, when you feel like things are a bit off. I've done some mistakes, so I just am not feeling myself lately. Do this once in 2 days, once in 3 days, and in a few months you'll see how your rational mind will start to hit by default. And this is where you want to be, my fearless friends. You don't want to be led by your emotions and then regretting your choices in an instant, saying that, oh my gosh, I've just lost so much money, when in fact, if I had not been so emotional, I could have avoided that. This type of financial mistakes are not really into our talk for today, are not a part of question asking and mistake making, because that's more in depth. We can talk about money and fear some other time. However, you need to know that as much as we are all emotional creatures, humans are obviously very, very much into their feelings. We kind of need to go into our rational mind as much as we can when we talk about business. I'm not the business specialist, but I am a fear specialist. So put this in practice, use these 2 questions. And we have why, we have what. Now let's go to the 3rd question, because this is going to propel you in the future. So now we know what's the cause. Why am I feeling like this now? Then we have what. What can I do better next time? We'll get some great solutions. Good. Now, let's see what we can do next time that fear may start to creep in. Maybe we have anxiety. Maybe we are about to have a live recording as I have it now, and you feel like, oh my God, I just can't do it. This exercise may take in total about 8 minutes, 10 minutes if you really want to get everything out. So give yourself patience, give yourself grace, and be there for you, and know that in time it'll be faster and easier. Now we have the how. So we have the why, we have the what, now we have the how. How can I do this in the future despite fear? How can I do this despite fear? My fearless friends, how again gives you so many options, so many solutions that your mind can literally find 10 to even 15 solutions to any one problem that you may have. It's fascinating. I am truly beyond fascinated. That's why I continue to do the mind work. That's why I'm a neuro-linguistic programming trainer for quite a while now. My God, it's quite some time now that I think about it. Oh my God, I'm just really excited because I feel like I'm just at the beginning of things, because the more I study and the more I do this amazing work, the more I realize that, oh my God, we just don't know anything about our minds. We have literally no idea how easy it is to simplify things. And again, this happens in time. And being patient when you make mistakes, I know you may say, Roxana, but it's easier said than done. And you're right, it is easier said than done. But what I've learned, and again, I'm going to mention my daughter. My God, she has proved to be such an amazing mentor for me in so many ways that it just amazes me. Being patient means that you are having a tough time almost every time that you want things to go faster. This is obvious, right? So what can you do in order to quiet your system? Is there anything that you can put in practice on the spot? Well, yes, it is. And this is an amazing technique. It's not invented by me, obviously, but I use it so often in so many of my podcast appearances, when I have my clients meetings, when I have meetings with friends, when I encounter people, and it's as simple as a smile. And when you realize why I smile so much, then you'll see the amazing effect. So what you need to do when you feel off is to simply use your index fingers and lift the corners of your mouth into a smile. This simply gets your mind to be distracted from the problem, from the frustration, from you feeling, I am so angry right now. I'm not patient. I need to do so many things. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the skill set. I don't know. I'm lost. What this does when you smile is that your brain is going to think that you are safe. When you're safe, you are going out of your subconscious mind into your rational mind, and magic starts to happen. Again, you'll start seeing solutions. You will not feel the pressure and the burden of you not having the best choices, you not feeling right, you having all sorts of doubts and fears and anxiety and maybe even panic attacks. When you do this, and it actually looks so funny. If you do this in a mirror or in front of your phone, you'll smile instantly. It just gets your brain to give you more reasons to smile about. You'll be happy and you'll feel so much more alive once your mind is going to say, well, I guess that Josh is feeling happy. He wouldn't be smiling otherwise. So I guess he's safe, obviously. He wouldn't be doing anything that's dangerous if he would be smiling, right? So it means that he's safe. So that's why we kind of need to force the smile at first until we get the hang of it. And we do this automatically when we feel off. And your mind will continue saying, well, let me give Josh some more reasons to smile about. And you are going to change your state, my fearless friends, in a matter of 2 or 3 seconds. Do this in front of a mirror, even now. Pause the episode if you feel like it, or just do it with me right now. Get your index fingers, lift the corners of your mouth into a smile. It looks funny. I can see myself on my Zoom camera and it's wacky. Let's face it, it's strange. And when you start smiling, you will forget about the problem. As your system starts to calm down, you'll feel more creative. You are feeling safe. And my fearless friends, this is the best time to make choices, to stop, to understand that there are things out there that you just cannot control. Let's accept that once and for all. Let's be honest. As much as we visualize, and I know that you may be doing this, you may be meditating, you may be into the law of attraction, the law of assumption. That's amazing. I love it too. I do that too on a regular, actually. However, there are so many things that we simply we don't have any control over them. Like I could be even Although I'm so passionate about English grammar, and I've even stumbled a few times while recording this episode, although I'm a translator with my master's degree in English traductology, the science of translations, I could be feeling awful that, oh my God, after being so much into grammar and English and just listening to audiobooks and ebooks every single day. Now I'm telling you my routine to keep my English up and alive as much as possible. Why am I just making so many mistakes? Why am I stumbling? Why am I losing my thoughts? Just because we are human, just because we simply cannot control it all. And that's okay. And the thing is that you don't want to control it all. What you really want to do is to feel that you are doing your very best with the resources that you have handy in this very moment. Because if you could do more, you would do more. If you could have done more, you would have done more, my fearless friends, because it's just the way that we are built. We truly want the best for us. We truly want ourselves. We truly wanted ourselves to be happy. We want the best for us, obviously. And is this selfish? 100%. And this is going to be a talk for another time, but you need to be as selfish as possible, the most selfish, my fearless friends, because you will never achieve and acquire anything otherwise. Now, I'm a mom. I told you a few times already. I'm proud. I just want to brag a bit. She's Isabel. My Isabel is amazing. If you have been following me on social media, oh my God. She is adorable. The more she grows, the more amazing and sweet and cute she is. So I am thinking every single time that unless I truly put myself first, like right now on the spot, I just can't be the best mom for her. I can't be my best in anything, because if I'm drained, if my energy is off, if I want to do something really bad and I feel frustrated because I just can't do the things that I want in business, like recording this amazing episode with you guys for you, I am not feeling accomplished as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, as anything, as a friend, as a daughter. So be mindful and do the opposite of what you see and hear from society that you should do. Follow your gut and follow your instincts. Because as a new mom 3 years ago, I was in that position of focusing on my daughter. Of course, she was a baby, just a few days old and a few weeks old, and it was tough at the beginning. But after about a month, 5 weeks, I felt like, okay, now who am I? Am I just a mom? I just want to start working again. I just want to be here on socials, on YouTube, on Spotify, doing my work, just having my podcast up and running, having content that makes an impact, changes the way that people see fear. I really wanted to do that. And I thought, well, I was a bit doubtful. I was a bit scared at first. Well, I'm just going to fail because I kind of my mind is with my daughter anyway, and I don't know what will my friends say, what will my parents say, because by that point I have still not cured that fear of what other people think. I was still a major people pleaser, because why not, right? I learned my lesson, don't worry. I'm not that person anymore, although I do kind of fall in that area a bit. I kind of snap out of it in just a minute or two because I see, that's not really what I want to do. So I have learned to be true to myself at the end of the day. So as I understood that if I don't follow me, my heart, no one else will. So my fearless friends, I want you to wake up from you thinking that making mistakes is bad. It's not. That failing is bad. It's not. that being selfish is awful. It's not. It's the best thing ever. You can only move ahead truly, because what happens? You may feel burned, you may be burnout, you may feel overwhelmed at one point, you may have severe anxiety, and many of these happen because you simply are not doing what you want. You're pleasing others. So we can basically cure anxiety on the spot right now. Just ask yourself, who am I pleasing right now? Because it's not me. If I'm anxious, it's not you. End of story. So I want you to be really honest with yourself and know that whatever you have been thinking about mistakes and failures and being selfish for putting yourself first is very wrong. If you are in a place where you feel, hey, I'm unhappy, something's off, you need to know that every single step ahead is a success. You only learn from mistakes, my fearless friends. It's basically impossible to learn from success. When things go our way and we are successful, of course, it's amazing, and that's a very desired outcome. However, you don't learn too much because you are in that place, you're in your happy bubble, you feel content, you feel grateful, that's amazing, but it's not too much coming, not too many lessons. So my fearless friends, be true to yourself and start saying no to what you hear from the outside. Start saying yes to what you hear from the inside, because it's the only way to truly grow. So let me know what you think about making mistakes and failing now. Has this episode changed your perception on these two really controversial concepts? Let me know. I'm everywhere on social media, Roxana Popet. You can find my podcast, Stories About Fear, on Spotify, on YouTube, and on my website, roxanapopet.com. And when you have any question, I am very happy to serve you further. Until the next episode, my fearless friends, put yourself first and make as many mistakes as possible. Bye.